everybody, and welcome to my tutorial on how to use Google Scholar to find articles. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is that you go to Google Scholar, which is scholar.google.com, and I recommend that you use Google Scholar rather than just regular Google, because Google Scholar will take you to scholarly articles. Regular Google will mostly send you to web pages, which may or may not be reliable and are certainly not appropriate for citation in a scholarly paper, like what you're going to be writing for this class. So I want you to go to Google Scholar, and then I want you to go to these three lines up in the upper left corner. Click on those, go all the way down here to Settings, and then go to the Library Links hyperlink, and then type in Bellevue College. I already have it sort of ready to refill, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that, click that, and then you'll notice there are two different options: Bellevue College full text and Bellevue College ProQuest full text, and I'm going to click Save. Another way to get to Google Scholar is to use our research guides in the Bellevue College library, so you can use that if you wish. All right, so now to search in Google Scholar, I recommend that if you are searching for a term that contains two or more words, to include those words in quotation marks. So I'm going to look for online learning as one term. So I'm going to put in quotation marks online learning. And you can see I've already searched for it before, so I'll just go ahead and click on that. So I've searched for online learning in parentheses and personality. And this is the list of returns that I've gotten. It's, sort of tempting to click on the actual title of the article, but don't do that, because that'll typically take you to the article's publisher and probably not give you full access to the article. Instead, I want you to look over here on the right-hand side. Anything that says HTML in front of it, and it happens to be the case, this article's title has HTML also, that means that that's going to be a web-based resource that you'll have direct access to. I'm going to click on it just to show you what I mean. So here we are in that article, and we see the title of the journal is Computers and Human Behavior. We're in volume 29, issue 6. It was published in 2013, and it runs pages 2494 to 2500. So we can see from this structure that this is a regular journal that is available in print, because see, it has page numbers. Then we come down here and we see the title of the work. This is the article's title: The Importance of Personality in Students' Perceptions of the Online Learning Experience. And then we see the two authors, Heath Keller and Stephen J. Carew. I don't know these people. It says show more. Let's see if there's more authors. There are not. It just gives us their affiliation. And then if we scroll down, we see in HTML format, which is just regular web page format, we're receiving the full paper. So if you see HTML in front of the article name, it is available as a web-based resource. So those are always free and available just directly through Google Scholar. And you have everything you need to be able to cite this source. If we go back, we'll notice this one does not have HTML in front of it. And if I were to click on that title, let us see what happens. I'm going to guess it's going to take us to the journal's web page. It's always a little bit of a guess. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get when I click on certain things. This is an Australian journal, so it looks like it's kind of struggling a little bit to take me there. So it might not have been my best example. I'm pretty sure that this one is going to be, where am I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, this one shows us the abstract. And then it shows us just apparently a graphic maybe from the actual article, or this might be, oh, no, this isn't even just part of the article. This is actually just telling us how often this paper has been downloaded. So all we're getting by going to this one that didn't have the HTML in front of it is we're at the publisher's website. So we see the title of the journal is the Australasian Journal of Educational Technology. We see that it's in volume 35, number 4. It was published in 2019, right? And then we see the title of the work, The Impact of Personality on Students' Perceptions Towards Online Learning. We see the three authors, the DOI, which is the document, the Durable Object Identifiers. So this can take us directly to where we are. And then we have this brief abstract, which in typical journals is going to be somewhere between 150 and maybe 350 words. And they're telling you, like, The reason why they did their study is usually the first sentence. How they did the study is in the middle, and then usually the last sentence will kind of tell you why it's important in some fashion, usually not too much. So you can use these abstracts to decide whether this is an article that's worth looking for, whether you actually want to read it. Let's pretend like you like it. You can tell that was an actual research study because it describes its participants, it describes the measures that they used, and they describe the results. So clearly this is a full study. Let's pretend like you're interested in the online learning like I am. And so you go back. If you were to click over here, notice we have a PDF, it says, and then it's got a link. What this is going to do is download a PDF version of the article for us. So if we go ahead and click on that, we're going to see we have received the official article. Full, everything's here. So when you look over on that right-hand side, if you see HTML or you see PDF, you're going to see that you're going to receive the entire article. So that's a really good tip for how to use Google Scholar, that you can look over here on that right-hand side and usually either get it directly or look here. It says Bellevue College full text. So if we were to click on this, it would take us to search in the Bellevue College library to get the article. This one we wouldn't have to because we have HTML available to us. But if there were no HTML and there was no PDF, but it said Bellevue College full text, that would mean, hey, I can still have that article. I can just get it through my actual library. So all of the ones on my first page of searching are available one way or another. Here, I finally found one on page 2 that doesn't have anything in the right-hand side. If I were to click on this, it says COVID-19 lockdown, so I'm guessing it's not, I didn't think it'd be available yet. Sometimes after time has elapsed, they'll make the papers available for free to read, but newer articles, they tend not to do that. So I see that we've got these personality traits that I, said I was interested in, and, it's nice and recent. Maybe I'm interested in this topic, but clearly I can't get it, right? Like I'm not paying money to get that article, and you should never pay any money to get an article. So what do we do? Well, what I recommend that you do is click on this button here that says Cite. Select the APA version, of course, because we're APA people. Copy this, and then go to the Bellevue College Library and request this as an interlibrary loan. And usually within a week, they can obtain that article for you, and they'll send it to you as an electronic link for you to download the article. And so it comes very quickly now. It used to take months when I was a student because they had to physically photocopy and then mail articles from one library to another. But today they just send you an electronic link and you can download it. Here's the thing I want to warn you of though. When you get the link, as soon as you possibly can, download that article to your computer or someplace to save it into Google Drive or something like that, because those links are time sensitive. It'll tell you in the message how long you have. And if you don't download that article, it goes back to the original library. And if you still want that article and you go and ask the library, can you get that again? I didn't download the link in time. The library is having to pay again to get that article for you. And, with this era of budget cuts and things like that, sometimes they'll tell you, no, you had your chance. So just download it as soon as you get it. As soon as you possibly can, download the link and then you'll have it. So that's my tip. These are my tips for how to search using Google Scholar. I'll give you one little last tip before I go, which is how to use that Cite This. Like I showed you, you can just copy and paste this APA formatted reference into your document where you're working on your paper, and you won't have to type this in. It will come in the wrong font. You'll have to change the font. Sometimes it'll come down with capitalization errors. So make sure that you check and make sure everything is properly capitalized and everything looks right. You're still responsible for correct formatting, but this is a great leg up. If you just download the citation directly from Google Scholar, you won't have to type everything. Now you just have to make sure that everything's formatted correctly. So that's my final tip about the benefits of using Google Scholar. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next little tutorial.